How did we get here? What is it with this pandemic of blue CGI characters that look terrible? First Aladdin, now Sonic. I mean, it seems like movie studios can't keep their hands off of these beloved characters and just decimating them with this terrible CGI. It's 2019. We shouldn't have any more problems with CGI. If we can take a grown man and turn him into a giant purple monster that has the acting ability in his face of any Shakespearean actor, then we can certainly take a video game character and not make him look like something out of a children's nightmare. Right off the bat, this trailer just disappointed me. Not even from a storytelling perspective, just from an aesthetic perspective. Like when the Paramount Studios logo comes up and I saw that there were rings instead of stars, I was just like, what are you doing? It does not work, okay? I mean, we're completely used to stars around the mountain. It looks great. It's worked great for, 90 plus years or however long Paramount has been around. And now they're replacing it with rings, and they decided to throw in the little ring sound effect in there. I'm sorry, not a good decision. Actually, I will admit, the first 3 or 4 seconds of this trailer after the rings around the mountain were kind of cool. When Sonic rushed past the car and it said that he was going over 790 miles an hour, that was kind of cool. It's like, okay, like maybe we're getting into the spirit of things. Maybe we're getting into the general atmosphere and tone of what Sonic is supposed to represent. But then they actually show Sonic, and he's naked. I realize in the video game that Sonic only has shoes and gloves on, so he doesn't really have many clothes on to begin with. But if you're going to make a character in a feature-length film, and you're going to make him naked the whole time, it would behoove you to at least give him some shorts or something. Most cartoon characters do work well with minimal clothing. Like Donald Duck, he never wears any pants. But, I mean, if you were to see Donald Duck as a fully realized 3D character with live-action humans, it would still disturb you if he wasn't wearing anything but his little sailor shirt and hat. So that was my first reaction upon seeing Sonic, warm up a little bit, and I saw he was completely naked. I was just like, okay. And then as soon as humans entered into the equation, I was like, why? Why do you need humans? Why is this even live action? What is wrong with making a 90-minute, even a 90-minute straight-to-DVD movie about Sonic and all of his friends that is entirely CGI? And that takes place in their world. One of my favorite games growing up was Sonic Heroes. And if there was a movie that had all those characters in it, and it was just them flying around all these obstacles trying to defeat Eggman with a good director and a good script, that would be cool. That'd be really cool. But once you take Sonic and put him into a world with live humans, and you try to make it all edgy and cool, like he's some kind of small, furry version of Deadpool, it just doesn't work. Now, perhaps I'm in the dark here, but I did not expect to see Jim Carrey as Eggman. Now, perhaps I'm a little behind in movie news, but I did not expect to see Jim Carrey at all as Eggman. My first reaction to it was his physique. I was like, well, Jim Carrey has been thin and bony his entire life. How is he going to pull off a character that is round? I mean, he does have the personality for it, sort of. I mean, and I call myself a fan of Sonic, which I am, and I haven't played all the games. I'm not hugely familiar with that universe, but as far as I can tell, Eggman is just your kind of run-of-the-mill villain that happens to have an interesting-looking mustache and a less than common physique for your average villain or your average video game villain or whatever. So he doesn't seem to fit that Jim Carrey mold of being really eccentric and kind of weird and like little Ace Ventura. And hasn't Jim Carrey kind of moved on from that persona anyway? I thought he had some kind of big spiritual awakening and now he's all woke and everything. And I didn't even think he was going to return to acting in a serious sense. But now here he is, just playing a parody of himself. I mean, if he wants to return to that, then good on him. I'm not gonna stop him. It's just that it seems like he's kind of beyond that. I thought he wanted to be beyond that. I thought he wanted to fully implement himself as a dramatic actor, which he is very capable of doing. But here he is back again as Eggman. I don't know. I'm just a little apprehensive about the casting choice of a very capable actor like Jim Carrey. But maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll be the best part of the movie. Who knows? So rings are portals now, huh? I guess they just had to ride the Avengers wave, or more specifically the Doctor Strange wave, of allowing portals into this universe. Cliche, cliche, cliche. I don't really know how that's going to work in this particular film. It could be something that they pull off. Portals. Having portals in a movie can definitely make things interesting. It's just that I don't see them being able to make it interesting in a movie like this. One part about this trailer that I was really okay with, that I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet, was at the end when all the missiles are being shot at Sonic, and they do like that Quicksilver thing from X-Men, where everything slows down except for your perspective of Quicksilver, or in this case Sonic, and he just kind of runs around and like has a good time, like, basically enjoying his power. That is really cool. I like it when superheroes just enjoy their power. They're not all grim about it like Batman. They don't attach, huge amounts of ethics to it like Superman. They just have fun with it, like Quicksilver, in Days of Future Past when he's running around in the kitchen. He's just enjoying being way faster than everybody, and that's awesome. So if this movie is filled with those kinds of scenes, if this movie has nothing but Sonic just running around and messing things up and enjoying his power, then that alone would be worth the ticket price. But again, I sincerely doubt that's what's going to happen. This trailer is filled with just really long, drawn-out humor sequences, the worst of them all being the one at the very end where the main character, I don't know the actor's name, I've seen him in other things, but he's holding a bag and Sonic is in it, and it just drags on and on and on. The humor in this movie is akin to any kind of Marvel film being written by a less talented writer. It's just discount Marvel humor, and it doesn't work. So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I'm not feeling very optimistic about this. I really like Sonic, and I know in the video game world that's not a very popular opinion to have, but I can't help it. I like Sonic, and I just feel like they're going to mess this one up. And the fact that the movie has over 300,000 dislikes means that more than a few people agree with me. But as usual, here's hoping for the best. So have you seen the Sonic trailer? What were your thoughts about it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you on the next cinematic adventure.